Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill, and man, oh man, I know I say this oftentimes, but I am so excited about today's video. Again, my name's Katie. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in very sunny, beautiful Frederick, Colorado. We're right on the I-25 in the middle of the state and in the middle of the country, and I am bringing you probably one of the best offerings by Newmar today. This is a uniform of the Newmar Country Club. This is the 2024 Dutch Star in the 4081. As usual, I love to start my videos from the inside out. So Jody, if you don't mind, please take her on back. This is a fantastic coach. We're looking at the Stratton decor with the Bermuda glazed maple matte finish cabinets. And then on the outside, we have the Lindsay graphics, which I have not seen before in person. This coach was just brought up from our Fountain location and has been hiding there for some numbers of months. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I'm so excited about this 40-foot Dutch Star is this is a bath and a half model, and I love everything about it, including this redesigned bathroom. One of the things that we'll get out of this bathroom is a huge amount of extra cabinet space back here in the rear bath. We also have a safe. And then down below, you've got a nice deep well. So if you've got any of the longer clothing items, whether it be wetsuits, snowmobiling suits, maybe you just have some cute dresses, whatever it might be, very nice storage there. And then where that raise in the floor comes is for all of this storage underneath. So I love the fact that you have all of these smaller pocket drawers. These would be a great place to keep any kind of, lounging wear, any kind of shorts. Down below, you could keep a lot of boots if you needed to keep hiking boots, things along those lines. And then here we have, of course, our full extension 6 drawers on either side of our vanity and a ton of storage room underneath. Another thing that's really nice about this this layout here, so not only do you have these 6 smaller drawers where you could use the bottom ones for maybe socks or lingerie, whatever it might be, but you also have all of this counter space underneath here. And I love the swirly small subway tile backsplash paired with this beautiful dark faucet, this really nice all glass undermount sink. But look at the amount of space that you have here in your medicine cabinet. It is just vast. So for anybody who's looking to have more of a full-time experience that wants to have a lot of room to keep all of their goods, lots of room here, and then a linen closet on top of it where you could keep all of your towels and your sheets. And you'll notice how when I open this up, I've got a little chain here. I just want to point out attention to detail, carpeted shelving, for instance, all solid maple cabinetry, really nice, robust hidden hinges, really beautifully finished, high craftsmanship quality coming out of Napanee, Indiana on this cabinetry. All of these things really make a big difference. And then these little nuances, like you have, for instance, this push extend place to keep cotton swabs, Q-tips and the like. Nice little place here to keep your TP dispenser, any of your chemicals for your sewer. I mean, everything here is just super, super smart. And if you look down here at the floor, even below Jody's feet, where you've got this beautiful wood grain porcelain tile floor, that cover there is actually also heated. So not only do you have 3-zone heated floors in this coach, every portion of this coach is heated throughout, even this little cover right here, which is so nice. And then Jody, if you wouldn't mind, just come around right below the robe hook and show these glowing KIB switches. So one of the things that'll change in 25 is the glowing KIB switches, but something that's already changed in 2024 is going to be the fact that this coach not only has 3-zone heated floors, it has 3 air conditioners on top, which is a huge advantage to this coach. Now over here on the right hand side, I'm sitting next to my egress door. This door is a great place to be able to drop out linens, to load towels, any large bulk supplies you have from Costco. And then there's a ladder cover here where if I remove this, I actually have a very nice ladder that deploys and can be re-stowed, so I can use it in the case of emergency, but it's not one of those, one and done type of things. Also, you'll note that I've got ventilated windows here. I have a fantastic fan above, and then I have manual shade controls. So this coach also has the power MCD window shade option. So power shades throughout, heated floors throughout, but most excitingly, above and beyond that new feature of having 3 air conditioners on a 40-foot Dutch Star, we actually have the Lithionics package with the second inverter on this coach, which makes it so exciting. So I could be running my central air while driving down the road without my generator on, which is such a cool feature for those of you who are going to be trackside. Maybe you're camping in a place that doesn't allow generators to run past a certain point in the evening and it's a little bit warmer climate. This is that coach that's going to allow you to run your air conditioning even at night to keep you comfortable without having your generator on. Now you'll note here in this rear shower, it is a smaller shower than you'll find on the 4369, but it is still a ton of room, and it's got some really key features that are super nice. First and foremost, it has these soap dishes on the corner of the shower, and there's a crossbar up there where if you're going to keep your shampoo and your body wash, all of those things, they'll stay in place while you're going down the road. Another nice feature is going to be this dark finished faucet. We have the optional assist handles in all of the bathrooms. Well, there's only one shower, so there's only one assist handle, but we have the optional assist handle. And then we also have the teak bench in this shower as well. And then most importantly, it has the towel bars on the outside of the door. Now above that, to the back of the coach here, you'll notice that we have this kind of raised cathedral ceiling. So this is going to be a big differentiating factor between the Dutch Star and the Ventana. For those of you that are looking for a coach that has a little bit better ceiling height for tall people, this is a shower that can work for a lot of tall folks. The other thing that's really nice about this is there's not a huge step up into the shower area as you will find in some of the other products out there on the market, which means that your headroom is really your headroom. So you actually have quite a bit of space here. And if you're a super tall dude, you can bring this up and you can actually get underneath the shower head. And of course, it's a really nice rain shower head as well as a wand, so you can go either way. And then you'll notice here we have the recycle feature. This recycle feature is actually going to use your hydronic system to heat your water with a tankless hot water heater. So your hydronic system can either be using that 8-gallon hydronic fluid container to create a loop of hot fluid underneath the coach that air pushes over, giving you hydronic heat, or it can give you your tankless hot water, heating your actual shower water to very, very warm temperatures. Now on this coach, you've got 2 elements that can be run off of 50 amps, so AC1 and AC2, or you have a burner system. When you're operating this little system over here though, what you can do is if you're using that burner system, maybe you're not plugged into 50 amp and you're dry camping, this will actually heat that 105 gallons of fresh water that you have below your coach before you turn your shower on, so that you can reserve your gray water capacity. So really nice feature there. Like I said, this coach pretty much has everything. There's not much missing in this RV. It even has our full-length mirror where we get to catch our cameraman Jody behind the scenes. Oh, come on, pop over here. Look at how handsome he is. Every day coming to us, doing such a great job with his camera work. Please shout out to Jody. He does such a great job for us. He needs all of the kudos he can get because he works so hard. This is the 4th video we've done of the day. We've got our stackable Slim Deed washer and dryer. I mention this every time. I love drying my sheets after I get out of the shower. They just last so much longer that way. And then as we step down into this bedroom, you'll notice this master bedroom is so spacious. We have not only a lot of room here at the end of the bed, so if you've got a big dog that wants a place to sleep, or if you just want to be able to get up and get out at night, you can do that. But I wanted to show you, we also have huge tuck space on either side of this bed. So when you have these nice, linens on your bed, a lot of times it's hard to make the bed and have it look, as decadent as it does here in this situation, because it's hard to get those linens tucked into the sides. The other thing that you'll note here is I've got these beautiful backlights on our slide-out covers, and you'll see them, they're kind of intermingled throughout the entire headboard here. Very, very classy, very nice ambient lighting. And then up here, you'll also note that we have these little grommets where you can run from your 110 outlets, which are up above the headboard, through those holes down below. So if you are charging an iPad, maybe you've got, you know, some kind of iPhone device, whatever it is, maybe your laptop, you can go ahead and charge that. The other thing I wanted to point out is now we have a new mattress system. It's not a Sleep Number, but we still have a radius corner mattress, and I've got these really cool remotes, so you can each set your side to be as comfortable as you like. And you'll notice that when I'm around here, I'm getting around this bed very easily on both sides. So underneath the nightstand here, you have a little cutout, and then you'll note that we have our 110 outlets as well as our USB ports underneath, allowing you to plug in. But like I said, lots of room on either side, so either participant can get out of the bed very easily to use the restroom at night. And then on either side of the bed, you'll notice there's a ton of storage. So if you had any kind of CPAP machine, any kind of device that you needed to run to that outlet's very easily accessible through that cutout. You can run it right below. And then you'll see there's your inflatable mattress pump right there. Do you see that, Jody? There we go. And then we've got our 2 inserts. This coach does have the optional extendable dinette. And one of the things I think is important to understand, these are such a nice feature of this coach. So instead of giving you a cloth seat as an additional seat around your dinette, you have these nice synthetic villa furniture covered seats. So these are going to be very easy to take care of. They're very comfortable, and then they stow really, really flat. So you could actually stow both in one compartment. For the sake of time today, we'll just stow both underneath. But as I mentioned, very, very nice compartmentalization and lots of storage underneath. And then speaking of storage here, flanking our 43-inch flat screen smart TV, 2 huge wardrobes. It was really interesting. I was doing a video the other day and I was pulling these drawers out and they stopped right about here. And you really couldn't get into them very well. And this is on an older, I think it was a 2008 4317, or maybe it was a 2014 4369. I don't know. I make a lot of videos, but this makes all the difference, man. I mean, just that little feature, that extendable drawer, and they do that on the refrigerator outside as well. And this does have that 3 cubic liter Dometic outboard refrigerator and freezer as well. So another nice feature. And then here I want to just go ahead and grab this MCD power shade. So you'll notice this is magnetic, and I just keep that on the back of the refrigerator. And then here I've got my controls, and I can go here to all my shades, and there's my day shades coming down. Go to my night shades, pull those up, and you'll see I'm at the touch of a button just changing all of my shade coverage throughout this coach. So for those of you that are looking to have very simple features, easy to execute, there you go, just one touch of a button and my windows are opening. Also, you'll note that I love this window in the 4081 because I can get not only the fresh air on either side of my headboard with cross ventilation, but I also have an opening screened window here. And then you'll see I also have back here my my awning cover, and I want to just bring this up a little bit. One of the benefits to having a power awning cover is just this. So I can go ahead and keep that in place, so keeping the sun out of the coach, but have it lifted up well enough that I can see out into the forest around me, or in this case down I-25. But regardless, it's just really nice to have an adjustable stance on your awnings that are on your both. You've got 2 on your port side and then 1 on your starboard side, giving you that sun protection. And then before we exit here, I just want to show again, there's cross ventilation here coming into this bedroom. And then in addition to that, you have this nice solid pocket door. And then in addition to that, you also have your really nice ceiling covers up here that are covering your ductwork. And again, this is a centralized air conditioning unit. It's ducted down the center of the coach, which is the reason we don't have ceiling fans. It just isn't possible. But one of the things that's important to note is that this coach, with having 3 air conditioners, and the slides codes and the ability to run an air conditioner without your generator on while going down the freeway, you're gonna keep nice and cool in this RV. So this is a big deal coming for anybody who's gonna do an 8 or 9 hour drive, you know, cross country. I just had a client who does a lot of racing. He pulls a stacker, he picked up an Integra, and his biggest rub is that it's so hot going down the road. And they're trying to figure out how to get that air conditioning to come into the coach. This is not a problem that Newmar suffers with. 3 ACs, your central AC running off of a second inverter, no generator on. This coach is gonna stay cool while you're on the road. Now on that note, in 2023, we went to this really cool 10.1 inch display panel in the center. And a lot of times I'll see all of these buttons, but rarely do I see this battery management system come up here. So this is a really nice feature that we have because we have the Lithionics package. So this has 2 320 amp hour batteries. You can see all of your charge. You can also set all of your auto gen starts right here. So you've got your generator running right now. You've got your floor heat. You can change all of your heating levels. You've got your fan controls for all of your exhaust fans. And then for your HVAC system, again, 3 air conditioner units on top of this coach, which is fantastic. You'll also notice that we moved our Oasis controls to this center panel, so it no longer needs to be operated from up front in the coach, which is huge because if I'm taking a shower and I run really hot water, I'll turn on this burner and that AC1 or AC2 element will give me plenty of warm water for taking a shower, but for washing dishes, but for taking a really hot shower, that burner is just a great button. And it's very nice and convenient that it's not located all the way at the front of the coach any longer. So here at your home feature, you'll see some of the things that are super cool about this coach. Your water pump, your TV, your autofill, your block heater, your all lights on, all in one centralized system that's showing you your fresh gray and black water capacities as well as your house and chassis battery charges. And then one of my favorite features about this coach is I can literally go through and turn all of these lights on, and I could just turn on my accent lights. So if you see my accent lights here, I've got this beautiful soft glow above the cabinets and then in the slide out covers. So right back here. So if I want to come into my coach in the evening and have some lights on, just like you would in a high-end residential home, you can have a limited amount of light. And then you can, like I said, come in very easily and just turn all of your lights on and off. The other thing that's new about this system is the ability to pair it to your phone with Bluetooth. So again, 2023 really changed things. 24 coming up with the ability to have a second inverter with this coach. You could always get the lithium packages starting in 23, but if you had Lithionics, there was no second inverter, so you couldn't run that air conditioner without being plugged in, but that dedicated second inverter is now available and is on this 2024 Dutch Star. So here in your center bath, oh, I've got the stool room lights off. That's okay. It's got plenty of good light in here because it's got an overhead ceiling fan. It's got, again, a nice power shade, tons of storage room. And I know we fail to mention this oftentimes, but this is a porcelain toilet. So it's not like just any other, you know, like pump toilet. This is a nice porcelain toilet. There's a macerator coming out of this toilet, but this also has the optional SaniCon system on top of it. So really, really cool features that you have all of these high-end aspects to this Dutch Star. This is really, like I said, totally state-of-the-art, not missing any options. I guess you could have a third lithium battery if you'd like to have that installed. We would be happy to do it for you. But this coach is also solar prepped. We did not put the factory solar on top of it because here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV, we actually have a fantastic solar offering where we can get you almost 800 amp hours of solar on top of this coach for less than you would buy at the factory for 440 amp hours. So for those, I'm sorry, 440 watts. So for those of you that are looking for solar, give me a call. We install this all the time. But it's really nice. Like I said, this is a really great coach for anyone who wants to go boondocking, anyone who wants to be coastal, anyone who wants to go to those higher higher humidity climates. This is a great RV for you. And then here in the center are the brains of the operation. Now in 2025, this goes behind a glass panel, but I think it's really important to see somebody here's got OCD. I mean, how neatly are all of these commands, are all of these points wired? And then on top of it, everything is labeled with a label maker the whole way down, so you know what's going on with your breakers. Just a very, very cool system. Now, on top of it, one of the cool things that I was reading about that I think is interesting is, in this coach, as I mentioned earlier, I can put my TV up and down with just the touch of a button. I can add Starlink to this RV if you'd like to have in motion or stationary Starlink. We did pre-wire this front cabinet here so that you would have a place to link up your Starlink receiver. It actually has the actual extra plug that you'll need. And then, as I mentioned, solar prepped. And then here is that battery on-off switch. So this is also new for 2024. You've got a reset button for your Lithionics package right here. You also have a very nice management system. This is the new management system. Your Razor antenna, your Girard awnings, which I think are still out. We're doing pretty good today. It's not too breezy. And then you've got your slide-out controls. All of your awnings, these are for the front window awnings. Again, you've got 2 on the port side, 1 starboard side, and then our door awning. And then I have all of the extra security lights turned on. But the thing I thought that was interesting is if you get a traveler system in a 2024 Dutch Star, it now has a feature where it will automatically stow whenever the parking brake is released. I was like, that's a good idea, because I can't even tell you how many times I've heard of, oh my gosh, we were driving and someone's screaming at us while we're driving down the road, honking the horn, and we have our satellite up still. So very smart. Newmar's always coming up with new systems and engineering tricks that are just fantastic. And then of course they're keeping with the things that we know work. For instance, the central vac. And then the hose attachments right here. These great courtesy lights. Let's go ahead and turn some courtesy lights on. Let's see if we can go here to kitchen. And we'll do, oh, I was outside reading lights, bathroom, bedroom. There we go, courtesy lights. So I love these courtesy lights. If anyone has ever gotten up to use the bathroom at night, it's just nice to have a nice soft glow. There you go. Now, I know we covered shade control, so I've got the rear of the house, the front of the house right here, and that is magnetized to our beautiful 19.7 cubic foot Whirlpool refrigerator, great meat and cheese drawer, vegetables, Prosecco shelf that's removable so you can get those taller champagne bottles loaded in there, a little tilt to access your ketchup, maybe you get a jug of milk. And then this little guy here is the filter for your water filter. Keep in mind this coach does have a whole house water filter, but that additional filter is for your water, so you don't need to have a Brita, and then also to filter your ice cubes. And as you can see here, a really nice 3-door residential refrigerator. And next to that on the left, of course, is this huge pantry. This is even bigger than the one that I have in my 2022 Ventana. And it's just really nice, full extension drawers all the way back. Will get you everything that you need in terms of access. And I want to just measure these really quick because Jody loves the measuring tape more than anyone. But no, I think if I was buying stuff for this, I'd want to know how wide these are. These are just over 8 inches wide. So anything 8 inches wide would be fine. And then from a height perspective, we're just under 10 inches, so 9.5 inches tall for the shorter ones, and then a little taller up here. But I think that that's, good information. And I try to get you everything that you need when you're shopping for a coach, because I know that we're all really excited about buying stuff for our RV before we come to pick it up. Now look at the storage here. So one of the things that's so nice about this Villa furniture, first of all, it is a seat back for this booth. It is so comfortable, right? So this is so nice, so much room. You could very easily fit 2 people here, get that third seat, and then you have this table leg that drops down and gives you that extra support that you need to be able to have your full extension out. So if you've got 6 people for dinner, or you could maybe even have 7 if you put somebody at the end, you've got plenty of room, not just for dinner though, but let's play cards, let's play Monopoly, maybe we'll just sit down and have a long philosophical conversation, who knows. Just a nice place to be able to get together. Now for me, I keep my dishes on one side and I keep my placemats and napkins on the other. You stow however you like. I found that to be the most useful because I'm not blocking the kitchen when I'm trying to get the dishes out. And then up here, God, if I had this space. look at how much room you have for all of the steins, all of the pint glasses, all of the big coffee cups. I mean, this 4081 is really, again, second to none. Now, you will know I have my date shades down here again. And once again, I really want to point out, look at how beautiful this maple is with this Bermuda glazed maple stain. Again, this is the matte finish, but all of this is covered by this really big, long shade, keeping the sun out of this coach. And you've got USB ports and 110 outlets right next to the table, so anyone who's going down the road that wants to do some work can certainly get caught up on anything that they need to. But they're on both sides, so there's another 2 110 outlets over here as well. Again, Newmar just doing always the best that they can with the space that they're given. Now, when we come into this galley, another thing that's really nice and worth noting is this is a big, comfortable kitchen. But if you're sitting here cooking and you want to put your chips and guac out, you've got all the room right here as well. And then I did set out all of the remotes. So when I say all the remotes, there's 3 of these, there's 2 of these, there's 1 of these. There's a whole bunch of extra ones, but I wanted just to point out that we do have our Samsung remote here, and then we also have our Bose for our sound bar, and then we also have our TV remotes and our Girard awning remotes. So lots of remotes for this coach to make everything super easy. But if you are doing a lot of outside living, you can take this out with you so you can control your awnings without having to go under the coach or back inside. You could take this out with you so that you could make your bacon, fry your fish, do whatever you like, and have your true induction outside. And this is such a cool feature because if you put a paper towel down on this burner and boil a pot of water at altitude, that will boil faster than it will on an open flame, and on top of it, it won't catch on fire. So not only is it safer, it's also faster, and then because you can take it in and out of your coach, you can carry, for me, I love the all-clad copper core pans that come out of Indiana. They're D7. They have a D3, a D5, and a D7, but I like the conductivity of the D7. Cutting boards in the back of both of your stove covers. And then also you've got this really nice convection and microwave oven, but guess what? Not only is this a huge amount of space in here, right, which has this handy dandy new little tripod deal, which has rubber stoppers so it won't rattle as much. Keep in mind, if you do use that shelf, you'll have to buy one. They're like 17 bucks on Amazon. They don't come standard anymore. But what does come standard is air frying. So for those of you that have ever gone to reheat French fries, we all know how much better they reheat with an air fryer. So you've got a built-in air fryer here, tons of storage once again. And when I say tons of storage, it's smart storage where you could actually use your French press could go up here. You could have all your extra coffee filters. You can have room all the way to the back. And then with your books that come from Newmar, one of the things I really want to point out here is everything is so well labeled, whether it be plumbing, HVAC, electrical, all your appliances. Everything is so well labeled when it comes from Newmar. And they gave you this nice book so that you can keep everything stowed not only conveniently, but also in an organized fashion. Up here above the microwave, you've got this great place to keep spices. So if you are a big chef, there's a great place up there for you. And then again, if you want to adjust this coffee shelf, maybe you don't want to do a French press, so maybe you want a full-fledged coffee maker. You could put that in there. You could also have a toaster oven. Just lots and lots of great room. Now in 2023, when they did this redesign, they came out with this farm-style front sink. And I have to tell you, there are people that are shopping for Londonairs and Essex that are jealous of this beautiful, dark, metallic finish dual basin sink. I love the vegetable prep side with the larger basin side for bigger pots and pans. Spray and pour features, of course, but just a gorgeous, gorgeous execution here. And then as you'll note here on our Dutch Star, we also have all of these really nice high-end slide outs, so great access to your trash can. And then there's a little spot back here on the left to stow your slide covers. And then of course, this is another pull-out drawer right next to us that's going to give you the ability to keep all of your cleaning supplies as well. So very, very cool storage here. And then to the left of that, you'll find our Fisher Paykel dishwasher. I do want to show inside here. When I get to my camping spot, I'll keep all of my silverware and plates in here. I use this as a drying rack religiously. Also, you'll see it's got a place for stems, so if you've got wine glasses that are nice, that's also there for you. And then here are the rest of the remotes. So as I said, I took one of each out, but there's still more to be had. All RVs have tons of remotes, right? Now here on the chips and guac countertop, you'll see, look at that huge drawer there. Gigantic drawer. So I might not use that as my junk drawer. I might use this one as a little more shallow, but full extension junk drawer, full diameter, and then all you gotta do is push this little button right here. It's an electronic switch, and that will close. And that brings us to the front of the coach. So something that's really popular for resale these days is this right here. Theater seats are such a big deal. So many people want them. But what's nice about this setup here is we have opposing couches. So if you are in the middle of a nice lengthy, conversation with treasured friends, you've got a place for everybody to sit. You can turn these 2 recliners around. So you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 recliners in this coach, along with 2 additional seats if you want to, curl up and watch a movie. Lots of room underneath here for your blankets. And then you'll see that on either side of this little setup here, you have not only cup holders, but also you've got your seat controls, and there's a USB port there just to charge your phone, so that while you're taking your little snoozle, you can get that cell phone up and charged and get really flat, very, very nice theater seating offered here by Newmar. And again, I know we've talked about this, but you've got all of this control here. So I can just push a button here to put my TV lift down or put my TV lift up. I could do it on my phone, but that 50-inch smart TV is very nicely stowing away. And again, it's gonna show you this really nice carefree awning that you have outside of this window. But what I'd like to do is go ahead and put that up for you so that you can see, if you didn't have, let's see, door side retract. If you didn't have that big awning, the Girard awning out, you could put this down just about here and still have the sun coverage, but stop it from covering. So I have a really nice 2022 Newmar Ventana, but it has cables that are attached to a little latch. So all of my my awnings are stationary, so they can only be, go ahead and pan over here, Jody. They can only be deployed to this position right here. There's only one position. Where here, again, you could have multiple positions set. And I'm gonna leave this one about 3/4 of the way out, so that when we get outside, you can see, you can't see that awning from here inside of the coach, but you can get the protection from the sun. So really nice feature there. It's funny because that guy who bought the Integra was the one that complained about the awnings blocking his view. So Jeff, if you're listening, I always pay attention to everything everyone says, but he had so many great speaking points. Okay, so here we go. Take a look at this. Another great feature of this coach is that you have your seat belts here. You've got your seat belts in your theater seats. You've got your tri-fold extension. So you could have 6 people in this coach very comfortably driving down the road. And then if you needed to have a little place for some people to catch some rest and relaxation, you've got plenty of room here for 2 full-sized adults. We all know the rules though. It's 6 for drinks, 4 for dinner, sleeps 2. But if at the 4 for drinks part, or the 6 for drinks part, and after the 4 for dinner, you need to sleep 4, hey, you've got a nice place to be able to do it. If you don't want them to know, tell them not to watch these videos, because I try to cover just about everything in them. It's funny, I've been doing this for some number of years now, and I've got a few hundred videos out there, but they never get old. I always get the opportunity to really bring all of the latest, all of the greatest, and all of the best aspects of this coach to you from Newmar. And Newmar has training every year, and I never miss an opportunity to go to the factory because it's so fascinating to watch everyone putting these coaches together and to see the magic that is Newmar. They really do a better job than anybody else on the open market in constructing a regularly assembled motorhome. And of course, one of the reasons that is because they use this 16-inch on-center residential style construction with aluminum C-channel, giving you batt insulation and more of a residential type of assembly than any other manufacturer, partnered with your Star foundation, and the fact that we actually assemble things. For instance, this beautiful tile floor, this whole floor is assembled on a separate baking sheet, if you will. It actually, anywhere there's furniture, there's cutouts, so you're not ever going to have furniture directly on top of your porcelain tile. In partnership with your Star foundation, you're going to get less tile popping, less cracking, but the ability to create a floor that is this robust comes from the fact that they actually have this set in a climate-controlled building where they put the flooring down, they use spacers, they grout everything. They'll put your heat coils into your heated floors, for instance. Again, this is a 3-zone heated floor. They'll put the heat coils into this floor, and then they bake it so that it's cured at the right temperature. So you're not, you know, whenever you lay concrete on a big project, you're always worried about what the weather is. Is it going to rain? Is it going to be too hot? Is it going to be too cold? Newmar actually controls the curing process all the way down to the floors on this coach, which makes such a big difference. Now I want to grab my tape measure real quick, Jody. Something I wanted to bring up to you is, this is not the queen seat. This is the standard size seat. I have a preference for this seat because I think it's a little more comfortable to put your arms down, because you can actually rest appropriately. I wanted to measure what that distance was across. So from the inside of the arms to the inside of the arms is 23 inches. Catch me on another video, I'll measure the inside of a queen seat. This seat is actually a little bit wider for you dudes out there. At least it appears that way. Let's just see, measurements will tell. Yeah, so 24 inches on this seat, so about 1 inch wider here. But that brings us to some definite speaking points about this coach. So in 2023, when Freightliner redid their chassis, a lot of things got better. One of them, of course, is their dash. So I want to just show this to you briefly. Now you'll notice I do have my 360 camera on right now, so you can see that. I think my bay doors should be open. It looks like they might be. Avon opened all those for me. You can kind of see them sticking out there, which is nice. But one of the things that's cool about this feature is that I can go here, and we were talking about the fact we're really honing in on becoming the official Blue Ox integration specialist for Newmar across the country. But one of the things that's so nice about this is I can actually show you different camera angles. So if I'm putting my Jeep on and I'm by myself and I need to be able to see where everything is, I can actually line everything up with my 360 camera. And of course I can also use this camera. You can see the cracks in the pavement around me. If there was, for instance, a picnic table that I might be running into if I was backing up, I can see not only behind me with my camera here, but I can see what's going on in front of me as well. So that's a big, big feature of this coach. But let's go back again to this dash. So we're going to go ahead and just start this bad boy up. So there's your beautiful graphics that come on. As you can see, very clear graphics for anyone who's got any kind of difficulty in reading or seeing. It's very nicely illuminated. You can change the brightness of it. But we have, for instance, depth displaying down below. We have all of our PSIs in the front and rear tag right here, easy to see. We have this tire pressure monitoring system fully integrated, and I can actually integrate my tow vehicle here as well. I've got my collision mitigation system as well. So not only do you have your on-guard collision mitigation system, you also have here the Mobileye, which you can see over here. So that Mobileye is going to be your lane departure warning system. This Mobileye system has intelligent high beam control, lane departure warning, and speed limit indicator alert, which means it's actually reading the signs as you drive by them so that you know whether or not you're going too fast. And in the lane departure warning system, you could actually disable it. So if you don't want it to buzz you in the butt every time you go over a line, you can turn it off, or you can set it to a lower sensitivity. So those are really important features to talk about. And again, all of this stuff is going to be very easy to run through. And another nice feature that they have this year is they've given you a shortcut button where you can get directly to your steering effort for comfort control or for comfort drive. I would keep my comfort drive up pretty high. All it is an electronic bias keeping this wheel straight. So if you have wind that is hitting you from either, you know, the port or the starboard side, pushing you offline, it's actually keeping the steering wheel straight for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, another feature I want to cover in 2023, we went to a stock control on the Freightliner. So as I put this coach into reverse, it's of course going to turn my rear view camera on automatically. You can hear the backup signals. You can see the predictive map that tells you how much room I need between me and the vehicle behind me to be able to load safely. And then when I put it back into drive or neutral, of course, that sound turns off. Also, I have a eco mode, so if I'm looking for something where I'm getting better fuel efficiency, I can use my eco mode. I can still manually shift. And then here I have a 3-stage engine brake. So this is gonna have off, low, medium, and high engine braking. And you can see it shows you right here on the dash which engine brake you're in. So again, just way more communication without having to look anywhere else on your dash. It even has your distance to empty right next to the fuel gauge, so you know you've got 211 miles left. Over here we have a nice smart charging system with your phone facing you. So you're going to have your really cool nav and go navigation system, but if you want to have your phone facing you, you could do that. Now keep in mind, Nav and Go comes with 3 years of complimentary maps and traffic alerts as well as weather. So you don't really need to have Google up here, but if you prefer it, you're welcome to do it. I know a lot of us like to use that Google system. We've gotten kind of used to it. And on that note, another great feature of this coach is that now we have fully integrated Apple CarPlay into this chassis. So if you just want to stream your playlist, this coach does have the optional Sirius satellite radio feature loaded into it. It also has the optional tow module, so all of your tolls will come into you into a very nice single point, so you don't have to worry about chasing those from state to state. But again, having CarPlay on this chassis is another huge advantage for 2023, and of course this being a 24. I also wanted to mention we have automatic automatic headlights as well as automatic high beam control. What a huge difference that makes. You got a power window here, right? So nice and easy to open and close. Power mirrors with heat. Right here is your controls. Your HWH computerized leveling system. Of course, HWH is a partnership that we've had with over 30 years with Newmar. They do not only this leveling system, but also our power slide, which we'll look at in a minute. But I wanted to just go up here and give props out to both Spencer and Mary. If you ever wanted a reason to buy a Newmar, these two are definitely one of the reasons to purchase a Newmar. I get nothing but rave reviews from this team, always answering questions, always being available, always being responsive to clients while they're on the road. And that's just a great thing, because the support system that you'll need for an RV, a lot of times it's just ESTO, equipment smarter than operator. We just don't know what's going on. We're afraid to break something. We don't know exactly what to do. Newmar provides a really nice system with Spencer and Mary both answering your questions. Now on top of that, if you buy your coach here at Transwest in Frederick, we also have Bill Habercorn. Bill Habercorn is literally employed to answer questions for you. I had people reaching out to me this weekend, and I went ahead and sent Bill an email. It's a holiday weekend. Bill is available at this store to answer questions for you. If it's a triage situation where you're in a really bad way, he'll get right back to you. If it's something that can wait till Monday or Tuesday, he'll get it on his agenda of things to answer for you as he comes into the office. It's a really nice thing to make sure that you have not only the support of Newmar, but the support of your dealership. And for our owners to actually finance and pay for a full-time person to make sure that you have all of your operational questions answered really just goes to show how much the Idness family values their clients. They just do a fantastic job. The support that we give comes from the top, and it's the two people who started this company that really give us the capacity to do what we do for you here. Speaking of which, if you look out here, I do have 30 and 50 amp plug-in right here on premise. So when you do your orientation with us, you pick up your coach, you'll work with Wade or Marlon on your full walkthrough, and then you get to stay here and make sure you understand how everything works. We get to test drive. Estes Park is literally 1 hour and 1 minute away. You can literally drive all the way up altitude, up freeway, try those mountains out, make sure everything's comfortable, come back in, park your coach in our campground, stay a few nights, get your sea legs on, make sure you understand all of your operations. All of that is provided to you here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick. Really, really huge features there. I know that we've talked a little bit, ad nauseum about camera systems, but of course I want to make sure you do have your traditional rear view and left and right hand turn cameras as well. And then all of your standard operations here on the dash. One thing I didn't understand about this until I did a walkthrough with Wade the other day is this front fan is actually designed for your hydronic heat. So I was always thinking that it had to do with your overhead fans, but this front fan, high and low and off, is actually to push more heat out of your hydronic registers from under the coach on a cold day. You can actually turn that up and down, which I think is so cool. We can turn our air horn off and you get that. But if you're in a situation where you're going down the road, you've got your big air horn, all your visor controls, and then your 360 camera select, just showing you different angles. Here we've got a nice little place to keep your wallet and some sunglasses. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this coach off. Put your keys in there because this of course does have the automatic door entry. So all of those things. We covered everything up here. This of course has another 43-inch smart TV, so 3 43-inch smart TVs on this coach. Another wireless charging dock over here next to the starboard seat. And then in 2025 you will not get this anymore, so not a whole lot of differences in 25. The biggest change is that you'll see these KIB switches have been turned into an electric panel. I actually like the glowy blue lights personally. I don't necessarily need them to be electric. They're still dimmable one way or the other, but regardless, that's the change you'll see for 25. The other change you'll see is that they've gotten rid of my table. This desk is so handy if you've got a book that you're reading, or maybe you're just the navigator and you've got the iPad out. Of course, that's just a nice thing to have. And then here we have our step cover. I'm going to go ahead and pop out real quick so I can show you that. And honestly, we have just not had a lot of 2024 products, so I really feel blessed to be able to present this to you. And again, this 4081, we did not miss a beat. Everything is on here. There's just nothing that you're really missing. Now here we've got our battery disconnect, and then our lock and unlock for our outdoor baggage doors. But keep in mind, those baggage doors can be locked and unlocked not only here or with a key or by a remote, but also here on this number pad as well. So do you hear that really light hum, Jody? That's the generator. So this coach has an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. I'm leaving it on. Why? I don't know, it's quiet. It's just kind of nice to show you that it's quiet. Again, illumination here so you can find your door handle no matter how many margaritas you've had. A little place so that if you come in and it's drizzly, it's illuminated. You've got another light there, as well as our entry cover. Lights here, illuminating your outdoor patio. As I mentioned earlier, we do have the 3 cubic liter outdoor freezer on a slide tray. Again, that slides all the way out past the slide with an extension, so you have full access to your refrigerator and freezer. You can set this up to be whatever you like. All the controls are right here on the outside. So if you wanted to have it be all refrigerator, if you wanted to have it all freezer, you could do that. And then I love the fact that they've given us this little resting location. So if you're loading, let's say you've got a bunch of LaCroix or something, you can put those all above there while you're loading the freezer. So very, very handy. Jody, we didn't close the slides. walking room. That's okay, I couldn't have shown you how cool that freezer was if we had done this first. So we'll just come back in here and do this real quick. Slides all the way in. As you can see, again, there's that hydraulic slide popping up. This is the ability to have more floor is because of HWH and the partnership that they have with Newmar that literally lifts that slide up before it comes in and gives us the ability to not rest into a pocket like you would, for instance, on a Ventana. And that's giving you the ability to have an all-tile floor in this coach. We're not going to walk all the way back to the restroom. The door's already open, but we'll shoot right down the middle there just to show you that walking room. You could have a pretty fat dog and still be able to walk through the center of this coach pretty easily. So nice walking room. Let's get outside, and I'll tell you, we're going to go through the outside pretty quick because it is a toasty day today. Dual fill capacity for this coach. So you've got fueling on both sides as well as depth fill on both sides. Again, another 43-inch television. And as I mentioned before, you've got a few different sound bars. So this is the second one for the coach. 1,000-pound rated center slides with this beautiful wood porcelain tile made in Italy. And very easy to open and close. I prefer the non-power slides just because they're so much faster. And then as I mentioned earlier, we have our awning controls out here underneath as well. And then another additional slide. And then of course we've got top shelf and mixers, or you could use it for fluids. And then over here on the left, you'll see that's just one of the drainage points that we have for your upper roof deck. And again, one of the things that's nice about that upper roof deck is that it's keeping all the water and draining it strategically so that you don't have those water lines coming down the coach. I wanted to leave this out just so I could show you one of the things that you'll get when you move into the Dutch Star line is a full paint finish. So you've got this beautiful cut and buff, high polished, fully painted RV, but even on the interior slides, so you've got that consecutive look, really giving you that sense of luxury. Now, of course, I believe in my hardest of hearts, a tag axle, which is getting you up to 15,000 pounds of towing capacity, but more importantly, that little bit of extra buoyancy going down the road, that stability is really paramount and something that's so important on these 40-foot coaches. So this Audi will pivot at any speed under 26 miles per hour. It actually has a pin that releases and allows it to point, so that you have about 17 feet less of overall turning radius when you make that turn. So it's about 17 feet more narrow on this coach than it would be if you had just a regular axle in the back. So this tag is really important. And of course, these are these big, beautiful 22.5-inch Alcoa high polished rims. These are 315s here in the rear, giving you, of course, that robust, wide grip going down the road. And as I mentioned earlier, dual depth feel on this coach. And then your two chassis batteries, and then on and off right here. And then again, this is that Freightliner chassis. This is a Freightliner custom chassis. It's 450 horsepower, 1,250 foot-pounds of towing capacity. You've got brake sync automatically integrated into this, as well as what's called Ride 60. And then you also have Ultra Steer, giving you even better steering capacity. And again, we have the on-guard collision mitigation system as well as V-Ride. All of your Dutch Stars will be a side radiator mount. Again, dual fill for your AdBlue. And then this little compartment here would be a place that you would keep your gravity hose, maybe some gloves for your DEF fluid since it's kind of stinky. And then you'll see here in our wet bay or sewer bay, we have a power freshwater hose reel. So it's on a power reel right here. And then we also have our SantaCon system. And this SaniCon system is interesting. So we talked about the macerator on the inside. This is the other side of the macerator. So this is the other macerator. And this will actually pump out your sewage. But if you had a hose and you wanted to dump your gray water, you've got a 75-gallon gray water tank and a 55-gallon black water tank. So with 105 gallons of fresh water, if you ran out of gray water capacity and you were close to finishing your laundry and you just wanted to dump your gray water into a local drain, you could do that with this SaniCon system, even up a hill, which is really convenient. Paper towel dispenser here, whole house water filter, which I know we mentioned on the inside, outdoor shower with hot and cold water, also very easily to winterize this coach. Here is that partially deployed awning. So even though you can't see it from the inside, you can see how much sun protection it's actually offering you from the outside. And then here's your power cord on a power reel. Of course, this just saves you a lot of space. Your cable connection's down here. So is your surge protector. This little grommet, of course, keeps you from having critters get inside. And then as you can see, we have these LED lights throughout the entire coach. And as you get up into the higher level of RVs, I have to reach down here like a peasant to retract my hose or my power cord. Here you have it up on the door. This is that dual loop Chinook system. Only difference between this and let's say circa 2021, you'll see heating supply 2 in 1. By giving you 2 different directions for that hydronic fluid to go, it's traveling less length, so it's cooling off less by the time it gets around to get back into that boiler, giving you better zone control for your heat. This is the other side of that full extension tray, and as you can see, even if you had loaded this all the way to the middle and this slide was deployed, you have over 50%, you're at 60% extension. So you can get to that middle stuff even when you are just packing up, maybe your slides are still out. As I mentioned earlier, this is a very cool Dutch Star in that it has the Lithionics package. There's room for a 3rd battery if you'd like to have it. It already does have, again, that 2nd inverter that is dedicated to your central air conditioning system, so you can run that going down the road. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I've got that generator on because it's so quiet. It's just really important to understand. For those of you that are out there in the world looking for a nice coach, this generator, my release didn't pull. This generator is so nice and quiet. It's just a really cool thing. Now, as I mentioned, you've got your improved in 2023 headlights as well. So these Silver Star headlights are auto dimming, so they go up and down automatically as you come into traffic. We talked a little bit about your Mobileye, your 360 camera, your radar for your on-guard collision mitigation system. Really, there's just nothing that this coach doesn't have. Again, this is a 2024 Newmar Dutch Star, stock number 5N230659. This is a 4081 bath and a half model. It just doesn't get any better than this. And again, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live at Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in very beautiful, very sunny Colorado. We'd love to know what it takes to get you on the road and camping. Thanks for tuning in.